Have you ever been listening to your favorite song, maybe right at the climax where the singer hits that impossible high note or the beat drops perfectly? You feel a cold shiver crawl up your spine and teeny goosebumps pop up in your arm. Taste actually have a fancy name for this. They call it Frisson, which is a French word meaning aesthetic chill. Some people even call it a skin orgasm. But why on earth does a collection of sounds make our body react as if we were standing in a walk-in freezer? To find the answer, we have to travel back in time to our very early ancestors and then take a deep dive into how your brain processes surprises. Long ago, before humans had cozy hoodies and central heating, Goosebumps had a very practical job. Even when our ancestors got cold, teeny muscles at the base of their hair follicles would contract, pulling the hair right up. This trapped a layer of air near the skin to keep them warm. It also served as a defense mechanism. Today we don't have much fur, so we just get these little bumps. But music is not cold, and a catchy pop song usually is not a threat. This is where the brain's wiring gets really interesting. The reason we get these bumps from music is that our emotional brain and our physical survival instincts are connected in a very unique way. When you listen to music you love, your brain releases a chemical called dopamine. This is the same feel-good chemical that gets released when you eat your favorite pizza, get a high score in a game, or receive a compliment. Scientists have found that when a song really moves us, our brain's reward center lights up like a neon sign. But music is unique because it bridges the gap between the amygdala, which handles your deepest emotions, and the auditory cortex, which processes sound. When a piece of music is especially powerful, it creates a jolt of electricity through these connections. This jolt is so intense that it spills over into our autonomic nervous system. One of the main reasons music gives us chills is the element of surprise. Your brain is really good at predicting what is next. When you hear a melody, your brain is always trying to guess what note will come next or when the beat will drop. It enjoys being right, but it actually gets a bigger thrill from being pleasantly wrong. If a song does something unexpected, like a sudden change from quiet to loud, your brain is alert, system kicks in. This little shock triggers a mild fight or flight response, which leads to the goosebump. But almost right away, your thinking brain realizes it is just a beautiful song, and it floods your system with dopamine as a reward for the discovery. Research indicates that only about half to two-thirds of people feel them. Studies using brain scans have shown that people who get goosebumps often have a greater volume of fibers connecting their auditory cortex to the areas that process emotions. This means their brains are basically hardwired to communicate more effectively between what they hear and what they feel. These individuals also tend to have a personality trait known as openness to experience, which means they have vivid imaginations and a deep appreciation for beauty and nature. So the next time you have your headphones on and you experience that wave of tingles down your shoulders, don't consider it strange. It is actually a wonderful evolutionary glitch.